Mara Lydell woke to a bright, sterile light and the quiet hum of machinery. Her body ached, every muscle sore from the crash that had thrown her shuttle off course during the skirmish on the outer colony. She tried to sit up, but a gentle force held her down. Panic rose for a moment before a calm, smooth voice spoke. "Relax. You are safe," it said. Mara turned her head slightly and saw a tall figure in a sleek silver uniform. Its skin was pale blue, eyes sharp and intelligent. This was not a human. It was an alien, and Mara realized she was no longer on her ship. She had been brought somewhere else entirely. The figure introduced itself. "I am Dr. Zale. You were injured in the crash. We have stabilized you, but further scans are necessary." Mara nodded, still wary. Her instincts told her to be careful, but the pain made her compliant. She watched as Dr. Zale gestured to a hovering console, bright lights flickering across panels she had never seen before. "Scan again," a voice called from another room. Mara looked toward it, confused. The machine beside her hummed softly as robotic arms extended, scanning her body in a careful sweep. Data streamed across the screens in an alien script she could not read. She felt a cold tingle as the machine's sensors moved over her skin, deep into her bones and cells. Dr. Zale's eyes narrowed slightly, and his voice was calm but tense. "The reading, again. It cannot be correct." He gestured to the console. Mara's attention was drawn to a line of text flashing repeatedly, "Royal Lineage Detected." Mara blinked. She had no memory of royalty, no knowledge of any special family. She was a cadet, a low-ranking human just trying to survive in the outer colonies. I don't understand," she said. Her voice was small, uncertain. "I'm just me. I don't have royal anything." The alien doctor studied her carefully. "That is why we scan again," he said, almost more to himself than to Mara. "But every system confirms it. Human, yes, yet remarkable. A lineage we thought lost is present within her." Mara's mind raced. She tried to sit up, wincing as her body protested. "What lineage? What are you talking about?" Dr. Zale's gaze was steady. He reached out but not threateningly. His hands hovered near her, scanning the air for vital signs. "You are not aware," he said softly. "But your body carries genes that are rare among humans. Genes of those who once influenced the galaxy. Genes that can give you abilities and understanding beyond ordinary humans." Mara's heart pounded. She wanted to laugh, to say it was a mistake, but the way the machines pulsed, the way Dr. Zale's eyes searched hers, made her hesitate. "Abilities? What kind of abilities?" "That is unknown," Dr. Zale admitted. "Your physiology suggests potential. Potential that must be understood, guided. You are a puzzle. And this," he gestured to the flashing text again, "is the first confirmation of a hidden truth." Mara tried to process the words. Hidden lineage. Abilities she did not know. A human cadet, her life so ordinary, being told she carried something extraordinary. Fear mixed with excitement. She wanted to deny it, but curiosity burned inside her. She had always wanted to be more than a simple cadet, and now the universe seemed to offer her a chance she had never imagined. The machine hummed again, running another sweep. Lights pulsed across her body, scanning deeper, measuring her cells and neurons, muscles and reflexes. Mara felt the warmth of it, almost as if it recognized her. She closed her eyes, taking in the hum, the glow, the strange sensation that this moment was important, life-changing. Dr. Zale turned to a group of other alien staff watching quietly. "It is consistent. All scans detect the lineage. The human must be monitored and trained. We cannot predict what this will produce, but caution is necessary. She may be the key to something greater than we understand." Mara's pulse quickened. She wanted to ask what greater meant, but the words caught in her throat. The room felt charged, the hum of technology and alien presence pressing against her senses. She realized she had no control over this situation. She could fight, refuse, or run, but that would not change what the machines had found. She was special whether she liked it or not. Dr. Zale approached her again, this time placing a hand lightly on her shoulder. "You will not be harmed. We will teach you. We will help you understand yourself." Mara flinched slightly at the touch, but there was no threat in it. Only patience. Only guidance. I don't know if I can," Mara whispered. The words were small, fragile, but honest. She did not yet understand what it meant to carry a lost human lineage, to have potential no one else had. The fear of responsibility and the unknown pressed against her chest. Dr. Zale smiled faintly, a small alien gesture. "You will learn. You are stronger than you realize, Mara Lydell. And the galaxy, will notice. As Mara lay back against the soft bed of the medical pod, the hum of the scanning machine continued, pulsing softly like a heartbeat. Outside the room, the stars of the distant colony glimmered faintly. Mara had survived the crash, but she knew in the depths of her mind that her life was no longer simple. Something extraordinary had awakened inside her. She did not yet understand it, but she would. And for the first time she felt the faint thrill of possibility, the spark of something that could change not only her life but the future of humanity among the stars. The machine continued its hum, the words flashing again, "Royal Lineage Detected." Mara closed her eyes, taking a deep breath, and whispered to herself, "I guess this is just the beginning." The room fell silent except for the soft hum of alien technology. Mara realized that she was no longer just a cadet. She was something more, something rare, and the galaxy had just begun to take notice. The morning light filtered into the medical wing, casting long beams over the smooth, metallic floors. Mara Lydell sat up slowly, testing her strength. Her body still ached from the crash, but she felt sharper, more alert. The memory of the strange scan haunted her. Royal Lineage Detected. The words repeated in her mind like a puzzle she could not solve. Dr. Zale entered quietly, carrying a tablet filled with data. "Good morning," he said, voice calm. "We will continue our investigation today. You may find it unusual." Mara nodded, uncertainty twisting in her stomach. She did not know whether to feel excited or scared. The alien staff moved around her efficiently. Machines hovered, lights flashing softly as they prepared for another series of scans. This time the investigation would go deeper, examining her DNA, cellular structure, and even subtle energy patterns that humans could not normally perceive. Mara felt a nervous shiver run down her spine. "You will feel a slight tingling," Dr. Zale warned. "It is normal. Nothing will harm you." She nodded and lay back as the sensors descended. The machine hummed again, scanning her in slow, deliberate sweeps. Numbers, symbols, and holographic displays flickered across the room. The alien doctors whispered to each other in soft, precise tones. Hours passed. Mara felt both exhausted and strangely energized. Each scan seemed to reveal something new, an unusual density in her bones, rapid neuron firing in her brain, subtle patterns in her genetic code. Dr. Zale observed all of it carefully, occasionally tapping the tablet to highlight anomalies. "The readings are consistent," he said finally, turning to Mara. His pale blue eyes regarded her with a mixture of curiosity and caution. "You are human, yes, but your body carries sequences we believed lost. Your ancestors, humans who influenced many worlds, left genetic markers dormant but powerful. They have resurfaced in you." Mara struggled to understand. "So, what does that mean?" she asked. "Am I special?" The words sounded small, almost ridiculous in the sterile room, but Dr. Zale's expression was serious. "Yes," he said simply. "Your potential is significant. You may have abilities far beyond ordinary humans. Your mind, your reflexes, your healing, all show signs of adaptation and capacity that is rare." He hesitated, then added, "We cannot predict the limits. That is why the investigation continues." The investigation was not just medical. Dr. Zale guided Mara through a series of tests, physical, mental, and even simulations designed to measure her strategic thinking and decision-making. She moved through obstacle courses, solved puzzles, and responded to emergencies in holographic scenarios. Each task revealed unusual skill and quick learning. The alien staff whispered among themselves, clearly impressed. During a break, Mara looked out of the large window at the distant stars. The vast galaxy stretched before her, filled with unknown dangers and possibilities. She realized that her ordinary life as a cadet was gone. Something in her had awakened, something connected to a past she had never known. "Your responses are remarkable," Dr. Zale said, joining her by the window. "You adapt faster than expected. This is not only your genetics, it is your intelligence, your instincts, your courage." Mara swallowed hard, feeling a mixture of pride and fear. She had always tried to do her best, but now it seemed the universe itself had chosen her for something extraordinary. The investigation took a surprising turn when the aliens performed a final, deep scan. A holographic image of Mara's DNA appeared, complex and intricate. Patterns glowed, connecting her to other sequences from humans long thought extinct. The alien doctors studied it in silence, exchanging quick glances. "You see this?" Dr. Zale asked softly. "This is not only heritage, it is history. You carry the mark of influence, leadership, and survival. Yet your choices will define what it truly means. Mara felt a shiver of responsibility. She was no longer just herself. She carried the weight of ancestors she had never met and the potential for a future she could barely imagine. The idea frightened her, but it also sparked determination. She wanted to learn, to understand, to grow into the person she was meant to become. Days passed as the investigation continued. Mara learned about alien technology, the history of interstellar politics, and the ways humans had once interacted with powerful civilizations. Dr. Zale guided her carefully, showing her the potential in her mind and body. Mara practiced controlling her reflexes, focusing her perception and analyzing complex problems. Each day she felt stronger, more aware, and more capable. During one session she noticed something unexpected. Her hands, when moved in certain patterns, seemed to trigger small responses in alien machines. Lights blinking, panels shifting, and controls responding faster than they should. Dr. Zale's eyes widened. "You are beginning to influence systems instinctively," he said. This is new." Mara felt a thrill. The potential inside her was awakening, slowly but surely. She realized that the investigation was not only about understanding her. It was about discovering what she could do and how she could shape her future. At night, she lay in the medbay pod, staring at the ceiling. She thought about her ordinary life, the crash, the alien doctors, and the words flashing on the machines, "Royal Lineage Detected." It was no longer just a phrase, it was a call to action. Mara understood that she had to learn, grow, and face the challenges ahead. The investigation had revealed her heritage, but it had also revealed herself. Resourceful, intelligent, and capable. And in the quiet hum of the alien medbay, Mara made a silent promise. She would uncover the truth of her lineage, embrace the potential within her, and use it to shape her place in the galaxy. The investigation had begun, but her journey, the one that would define her legacy, was just starting. The machines continued to hum softly, scanning, measuring, recording. Mara closed her eyes, feeling a spark of determination ignite within her. She was no longer just a cadet. She was something more. And the galaxy was about to notice. Mara Lydell stood in the center of the alien training hall, her heart pounding. The room was enormous, filled with holographic projections, strange devices, and glowing panels that flickered with data she could barely understand. Dr. Zale watched her from a distance, calm as ever, but Mara knew the decision she faced was far from simple. She could continue her ordinary life as a cadet, returning to the colonies, or embrace the strange potential the aliens had uncovered within her. Her body still bore the aches from the crash, but her mind was sharp, alive with the lessons she had learned. The scans, the investigations, the simulations, they had all shown her something incredible. She had abilities no other human possessed. Reflexes that seemed faster, perception that could detect subtle changes, and a mind that adapted almost instantly to complex problems. It was both thrilling and terrifying. Dr. Zale approached, his pale blue eyes steady. "You understand what we have discovered, Mara?" he said softly. "You are not ordinary. You carry the mark of a lineage that has influenced civilizations. But with this comes responsibility, danger, and choice. You must decide your path." Mara swallowed hard. She thought of the crash, of the human cadets she had trained with, of the small colony she had once called home. Life had been simple then, predictable, safe. But that life no longer existed. The galaxy had shown her that humans could be more than observers. They could be leaders, innovators, even protectors. The knowledge of her heritage made that possible, but it also made her a target. "What happens if I say yes?" Mara asked quietly. Her voice trembled slightly, betraying her fear. "You will train with us," Dr. Zale explained. "Learn to control your abilities, understand your potential, and prepare for challenges that may come. You will no longer be just a human cadet. You will be something more. The galaxy will notice you." "And if I say no?" Mara asked. Her eyes flicked to the glowing panels, the humming machines, and the alien staff observing her every move. "Then you return to your life," Dr. Zale said. "Simple, ordinary, safe. But the abilities within you will remain unexplored. Others may seek you out. You will always carry the potential whether you embrace it or not." Mara clenched her fists. The weight of the choice pressed on her chest. She had always wanted to make a difference, to leave a mark beyond the colonies, beyond her small life. But the fear of the unknown was real. Choosing to embrace her potential meant danger, responsibility, and stepping into a galaxy she barely understood. Vera, the small dragon companion from another wing of the station, now grown but still playful, approached her quietly. The dragon chirped softly and nudged her arm, wings fluttering. Mara smiled faintly. Even creatures like Vera had found trust and partnership in a dangerous world. Perhaps she could too. She thought of the aliens who had helped her, the lessons Dr. Zale had patiently taught, and the flashes of power she had felt within herself during the simulations. She realized that refusing her potential would not erase it. It would not protect her from what the universe might bring. But embracing it, that could give her a chance to shape her own future and maybe even the future of others. Mara looked at Dr. Zale, determination slowly replacing fear. "I want to learn," she said finally. "I want to understand what I can do. I want to be more." The alien doctor nodded, a faint smile forming on his lips. "Very well. Then your training begins. You will learn not just to survive but to excel, to control your abilities, to understand your mind, your body, and the potential that flows through your lineage." The choice was made, but the work had just begun. Mara spent hours in the training hall, running through exercises designed to push her limits. She navigated obstacle courses that required balance, speed, and reflexes. She studied alien schematics, solving puzzles that challenged her intelligence and creativity. Each success and failure taught her more about herself and the hidden potential she carried. During one simulation, Mara faced a scenario in which a colony was under attack. She had to coordinate defenses, manage resources, and react instantly to threats. At first, she struggled, unsure of how to think quickly under pressure. But as the simulation progressed, her instincts sharpened. She anticipated problems before they arose, redirected resources efficiently, and even discovered unconventional solutions the aliens had not considered. Dr. Zale observed silently, occasionally noting adjustments. "You are learning faster than expected," he said. "Your human intuition combined with this lineage, it is rare. You will be ready, though challenges will test you." Mara felt a surge of pride, but also a deep awareness of the responsibility she now carried. She was no longer just a cadet. She was a symbol, a potential force in a galaxy filled with conflict and opportunity. Each decision she made, each skill she mastered, would ripple outward in ways she could not yet predict. That evening, as the training hall quieted and the lights dimmed, Mara sat on the edge of a platform, watching the stars beyond the transparent walls. She could feel the hum of the city below, the distant sound of ships arriving and departing. Somewhere out there, others would soon hear of the human girl with royal lineage and the intelligence to change the course of events. Vera curled beside her, wings folding softly, eyes glowing with quiet understanding. Mara reached out, stroking the dragon's scales, feeling reassurance in its presence. She whispered softly, "I've made my choice. Now I have to be ready." The night was calm, but Mara's mind was alive with possibilities. The choice had been made, but the path ahead was uncertain and dangerous. She was ready to embrace her lineage, to explore the potential within her, and to step into a galaxy that might never see humans the same way again. As the stars shone above, Mara realized that her life had changed forever. The choice was not just about power, it was about responsibility, courage, and the chance to show the universe what humans could truly become. And in that quiet moment, with Vera at her side, she felt the spark of something extraordinary. The journey had begun and there was no turning back. Mara Lydell stepped into the central chamber of the alien research station, her heart pounding. The room was filled with holographic displays, floating charts, and glowing panels showing genetic sequences she still could barely comprehend. Dr. Zale waited at the center, calm as ever, his pale blue eyes watching her carefully. Today Mara would finally learn the truth about herself, the lineage the machine had detected, and the reason the galaxy seemed to have plans for her. "Today, Mara," Dr. Zale began, "you will understand why the scans repeatedly identified your lineage as royal. You carry the mark of humans who were once extraordinary, humans who influenced entire civilizations long before our time." Mara's eyes widened. She had always known her heritage might be unusual, but she had never imagined this. The holographic displays shifted, showing images of humans from centuries ago. Mara's breath caught as she saw the faces, strong and determined, their eyes full of purpose. "These are your ancestors," Dr. Zale explained. "They were explorers, diplomats, and leaders. They traveled the stars, forming alliances and guiding civilizations. Their influence shaped much of the galaxy's history. And their lineage survives within you." Mara took a step back, overwhelmed. She had grown up thinking humans were ordinary, minor players in a galaxy filled with aliens far stronger, faster, and smarter. Yet here she was, a descendant of humans who had once been revered, humans whose blood carried potential the galaxy still recognized. The words of the machine, "Royal Lineage Detected," made sense now, but they also felt like a weight pressing on her chest. Dr. Zale gestured to a display showing her genetic code intertwined with alien scans. "It is not only your blood," he said. "It is your mind, your body, and your instincts. You have inherited the intelligence, adaptability, and courage of your ancestors. But more importantly, you have the choice to shape what this lineage means today." Mara swallowed hard, trying to grasp the enormity of it. This was more than history, it was responsibility. The potential within her was not just a curiosity, it was power. She could influence events, protect those who could not defend themselves, and perhaps change the way humans were seen by the galaxy. Yet with that power came danger. She could be hunted, manipulated, or even used by those who desired control. A holographic simulation activated in the center of the chamber. It displayed a scenario where Mara stood on a council of interstellar leaders, negotiating peace between warring factions. Her choices influenced the outcome. The display showed that even small actions could have major consequences. Mara's pulse quickened. This was no longer theory. Her lineage demanded action, not simply understanding. "You see," Dr. Zale said softly, "your ancestors shaped the galaxy through both wisdom and courage. You have the same potential. But unlike them, you can combine human ingenuity with what you are learning here. Your actions will define your legacy, not the bloodline alone." Mara felt a shiver run down her spine. The realization struck her: she was extraordinary not because of her heritage alone, but because she could choose how to use it. The human spark, the creativity, the problem-solving, the courage, was hers to wield. She could be a leader, a protector, or a mediator. She could show the galaxy that humans were more than they had been seen for centuries. Dr. Zale continued, showing her records of human influence across planets and star systems. Mara saw humans respected and feared for their ingenuity, adaptability, and bravery. And yet, those humans had faded into history, their power dispersed. Mara realized that she carried not only their blood but their potential to reclaim respect for humanity. As the revelation sank in, Mara felt a mixture of pride, fear, and determination. The power she carried could be dangerous if misused, but it could also be a force for good. She thought of the colony she had trained with, of the humans struggling to survive, of allies and friends across the stars. Perhaps she could protect them, guide them, and help humans rise again in the eyes of the galaxy. Dr. Zale placed a hand lightly on her shoulder. "You now know the truth. But knowing is only the beginning. You must act. You must learn. You must decide who you will be and what you will do. The galaxy will respond to you as you respond to it." Mara nodded slowly, absorbing every word. The responsibility was immense, but so was the opportunity. She could no longer be a simple cadet. She had the knowledge, the potential, and the heritage to make a difference. And she would. Later, alone in her quarters, Mara reviewed the data again. Her mind raced with possibilities. The simulations, the lineage, the training, it all connected. She realized that she did not need to fear her heritage. She needed to understand it, master it, and use it. The galaxy had already noticed her, even if silently, and now it was her turn to notice herself. A soft chirp at the door caught her attention. Vera, the dragon she had befriended on the station, stepped in quietly, wings folding as it approached. Mara smiled faintly, feeling comfort in the familiar presence. "We're going to be okay," she whispered, stroking the dragon's scales. Vera chirped in response, a sound that seemed almost approving. Mara realized that she was not alone. She had allies, guidance, and her own courage. Her lineage was a gift, but her choices would define its value. She could rise to meet the challenge or shrink from it. The revelation had given her knowledge and clarity, and now it was time to act. As the station's lights dimmed for the night, Mara looked out at the stars. Each distant sun and planet seemed to pulse with possibilities. She drew in a deep breath, feeling the energy of her ancestors within her, and the spark of her own human ingenuity beside it. The galaxy was vast, full of threats and opportunities, but she felt ready. Her lineage was real. Her potential was real. And for the first time, Mara understood that she could define her own path, shape her own legacy, and show the universe what humans were truly capable of. The journey ahead would not be easy, but it would be hers. And with that thought, Mara smiled, determination shining in her eyes. She was no longer just a cadet. She was a force in the making, a bridge between human ingenuity and galactic destiny. The revelation had changed her, and now the galaxy would see just how extraordinary a human could be. Mara Lydell stood on the observation deck of the alien research station, staring out at the stars. The galaxy stretched endlessly before her, full of light and shadow, danger and possibility. She had trained for months under Dr. Zale's guidance, learning to control the abilities her lineage had awakened, mastering both her mind and body. What had once been mysterious, even frightening, now felt like a part of her, something she could use to make a difference. The war between distant factions still raged, but Mara had already begun to influence events quietly. Through careful planning and diplomacy, she had helped human colonies form alliances with alien civilizations that had long been wary of humans. Her intelligence, courage, and ingenuity had gained her respect from leaders across the stars, and even those who had doubted humans began to see their potential. Dr. Zale joined her silently, his pale blue eyes reflecting the starlight. "You have done well, Mara," he said. "Your actions are already changing the galaxy. The humans you represent are being seen differently. They are no longer just observers, they are partners, innovators, protectors." Mara nodded. The weight of responsibility had been heavy at first, but she had learned to embrace it. Her lineage had given her the potential, but it was her choices, her actions, and her courage that had shaped the reality. She had saved colonies, mediated disputes, and inspired humans and aliens alike. The galaxy was slowly beginning a new era, one where humans were no longer underestimated. Her thoughts were interrupted by a message alert. A holographic screen appeared, showing a human colony under threat from raiders. Mara's fingers moved quickly, analyzing the data, creating a plan. She coordinated defenses, allocated resources, and sent instructions to allied fleets. Every action was precise, efficient, and effective. Within hours, the threat was neutralized and the colony was safe. Vera, her dragon companion, chirped and nudged her side. Mara smiled, reaching out to stroke its scales. "We did it again," she whispered. Vera chirped back, a small flame flickering from its mouth in excitement. The bond between them had grown strong over the months, and Mara realized that trust and friendship were as powerful as any skill or ability. Allies, whether human or alien, were vital to the new era she was helping create. Mara's reputation had spread beyond the station. Humans in distant colonies now sent messages of hope and gratitude, asking for guidance, advice, and protection. Aliens who had once doubted humanity now sought collaboration, recognizing the intelligence, creativity, and bravery humans could bring to galactic challenges. Mara realized that her role was more than personal, it was symbolic. She represented what humans could achieve when they combined courage, ingenuity, and determination. In a quiet moment, Mara thought of the journey that had brought her here. From the crash on the outer colony to the strange scans that revealed her lineage, to the months of training and investigation, everything had led to this. She had faced fear, uncertainty, and immense responsibility. Yet through it all she had grown stronger, wiser, and more determined. Dr. Zale spoke softly, breaking her reverie. "The galaxy is vast, Mara, and challenges will always arise. But you have shown that humans are capable of more than anyone expected. You have proven that potential and courage can change the course of history." Mara nodded, feeling a deep sense of purpose. "I will continue," she said. "Not because of lineage, not because of power, but because it's the right thing to do. Humans, and others, deserve a future where they are respected, safe, and able to thrive." The lights of the station dimmed slightly as night fell across the galaxy. Mara looked out at the stars, feeling connected to the vastness of space and the countless beings living among it. She was a part of something bigger now, a thread in the tapestry of the galaxy's future. Her lineage had given her a spark, but her choices, courage, and heart had made her a force that could inspire change. News arrived that day of a major peace treaty signed between human colonies and several alien civilizations. Mara had advised on the terms, but it was her leadership and negotiation skills, honed through months of training and guided by her lineage, that had made the treaty possible. Humans were now respected participants in galactic affairs, and Mara felt a surge of pride. The new era she had helped shape was beginning, slowly but surely. Vera perched on her shoulder as they watched ships leave and arrive at the station. Mara knew there would be more challenges, more threats, and more decisions that could affect countless lives. But she no longer feared them. She had the knowledge, the skills, and the allies to face whatever came next. Mara closed her eyes for a moment, breathing in the quiet hum of the station and the distant pulse of the stars. She felt the presence of her ancestors within her, not as a burden but as guidance. They had shaped the galaxy once, and now she would continue their legacy in her own way, through courage, wisdom, and compassion. As night deepened, Mara opened her eyes, determination shining in her gaze. She would continue to protect, to lead, and to inspire. The galaxy had noticed humans in a new way, and she would ensure they remained a force of ingenuity, resilience, and hope. Her lineage had been revealed. Her potential had been awakened. And with every choice she made, Mara Lydell would help build a future where humans were no longer underestimated, a new era where courage, intelligence, and heart shaped the destiny of stars. The galaxy stretched before her, infinite and full of possibility. Mara took a deep breath, feeling ready. She was no longer just a cadet. She was a symbol, a bridge between humans and the rest of the galaxy, and a force that would help create a future worth fighting for. And as the stars shimmered beyond the observation deck, Mara smiled. The journey was far from over, but the new era had begun, and she would lead the way.